Let's be honest, buying nude lipsticks online is completely risky. One could look too pink, the other too orange, one will completely wash you out, and somehow the one that you thought was actually perfect just sits in your drawer right now. So today I'm going to be testing every shade from the brand new Huda Beauty Liquid Matte Mousse collection, and we're going to be swatching the shades. I'll be doing an all-day test, and by the end of this video you're going to know exactly what shade you should be buying. Let's get into it. So today we're going to be looking at Huda Beauty's latest launch. This is the Liquid Matte Mousse Lip Collection. So I have all the 8 shades from the collection, and I've also got the matching Lip Contour 2.0 pencils. Now rather than just simply swatching all of these and telling you this one is pretty, this one is not pretty, I want to actually help you work out what shades you can buy, who they'll suit, how the formula feels, and if they're actually worth 43 Australian dollars each. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's start swatching. So these are the new Huda Beauty Liquid Matte Mousse lip creams. So I'm just going to read the description of the product. It's described as a whipped lip mousse that gives a soft blurred matte finish rather than that completely flat matte look. Now each product over here is 7.5 ml or 0.25 fluid ounces, and it retails for 43 AUD. Whereas these lip contours are automatic lip pencils, they're 0.5 grams or 0.01 ounces, and they retail for 37 AUD. Now according to Huda Beauty, this formula should feel lightweight, flexible and comfortable, and they should help blur the appearance of those lines instead of emphasizing them. Now I do not have any lip fillers, so obviously my lines show through. So that'll be a good test to see how these products actually function. Now we're just going to be looking at the packaging of this product. Straight away, I really like the packaging. It's clean, it's minimal, and the shade is actually mentioned at the back, so it helps finding your shade name easily. Now the applicator has a nice soft tip. It feels like a cushion, and it has like a slight curve to it to hug your lips nicely and gives you that good control, especially around the edges. In my opinion, little details like this really make application a lot more easier, especially if you're someone who doesn't always use lip liners. So let's start with this shade. This is called Baby Pink. This is the coolest pink in the entire collection. I have already used this for another video before. And if you love that fresh rosy flush to the lips, this is probably going to be your shade. Now I'm going to be swatching them on the lips as well, and let's go on without the contour. Okay, this is not the shade that I will go for. It's too light for me. It's giving me concealer lips. So I would say on medium skin tones, you can see how it's looking. It's giving that soft look, but it's very concealer-like. It doesn't really go well for my skin tone, but I would say if you pair it with this deep rose pencil, it's gonna look beautiful. Now let's go in with this next shade. And this one is called Honey Nude. So it's exactly what the name says. It's this warm peachy nude color. So if you usually wear warm tone makeup or those golden bronzes, this one could actually fit beautifully into your routine. Now let's apply this. Now this shade also seems to be washing me out because I've got deeper pigmentation on my lips. So for me, I would have to pair it with a deeper lip contour shade that'll give me more of a definition. But if you're looking at the formula, it certainly feels very lightweight. It's not drying. It is soft but very comfortable. So if you're my skin tone, I'd probably not go in for this shade unless you really want that concealer lip look. Next up, let's try Rosy Nude. I'm quite interested to see how this shade actually looks. Okay. So on my hand, you can see it has a deeper tone compared to your Honey Nude, and at the moment it's giving me that muted rosy vibe. But let's see how it turns on my lips. Again, you need to use a little amount and then build it up as you go. Okay, so this is starting to give a bit more definition to the lips. I could possibly see myself wearing this to work or going out to brunch, but I'd have to pair it with a lighter lip contour pencil just for slight definition. And especially if you go in with this warm brown lip pencil, that will give you the definition, and then you can wear it to dinners, events, weddings. and this will be your perfect nude. Now, if you love the slightly rich 90s inspired lip, warm brown is actually gorgeous. To me, it feels like a warm toffee brown shade that is adding some depth, but it's not looking too dark. I think this shade will especially complement your medium skin tones, and if you pair it with a lip liner, that will just add a bit more definition. I could see warm brown as my everyday shade, and this is what it looks on my hand. Next up, we're going to be trying the shade Mocha Mauve, and I'm quite keen to try this because I really love those mauvey shades on me. That is how it looks on the skin. You can see it has a mauve tone to it, but it's still leaning slightly towards your brown. And let's go ahead and apply it. I think this is more like my lip tone, that's why I can't really see much. But I could see myself wearing this possibly for the no makeup look, but I'll have to pair it up with a lip contour. And to me, the shade is leaning more cooler. So if you usually find if your warm nudes are looking too orange on you, this could really be a good option for you to try because it has more of that beige mauve kind of mix to it. Now let's go in with this bombshell pinky brown and let's see how this looks. I think we are starting to go into the deeper shades now. So I'm keen to see this one as well on my lips. Somehow, for some reason, I'm feeling they all are translating like the same shade on my lip, obviously with different undertones. So for me right now, I'll definitely have to pair it up with some lip contour and lip liner. Otherwise, it's translating like similar shades on my lips for some reason. Let me know what you think because this is what I feel at the moment. But keeping that aside, I would say this is another easy everyday lipstick. It has a pinky brown tone to it. It looks effortless, but it looks polished and it's certainly wearable. Now, Huda usually pairs this shade with the warm brown lip contour shade. And since Huda and I are nearly the same skin tone, let's try it out and see what she means by that. So let's go ahead and apply this. It's giving me a slight definition. So if we use this pencil before the lip mousse, I think it is going to look much better. It's going to apply some foundation back. Just going to be blending the makeup on my upper lip. Now the shade over there is called Berry Brown. This looks like a bold shade, but let's see again how it translates on my lips because I've got pretty pigmented lips. Okay, now we are talking. I do like this shade. Yeah, I really like this shade. It's definitely one of the slightly statement shades from the collection. I would say this is a rich berry plum that feels super wearable, especially because of this mousse-like finish. And if you're going to be pairing it with this very berry lip contour stick, it's going to look so magnificent on you. It would really create that beautiful monochromatic look. Now I've got this rich brown shade. That's how the swatch looks on the hand, and this is how it looks on me. I just felt that it went slightly uneven on the lips, but it's very slight. But it blended out perfectly again. You can see how here it's a bit darker than the inside. I would say this is the deepest shade in the collection. To me, it feels like a burnt brown shade, and it'll be perfect if you love those deeper lip colors or you want to create that bold autumn or an evening look. Now let's quickly talk about these lip contour sticks, especially since I've used it in the video already. I would say these would make a big difference. One thing I love about these pencils is that it's very, very creamy. They glide on without skipping on the lips, but once they set, they're set really well. Now, I would say that if you use these lip contour sticks on the outside, blend it in, and then you apply your lip mousse, it will give you that blurred, fuller lip effect. So if you own these lip contour sticks at home, you can certainly get these shades because they pair beautifully. Like for example, your bombshell pink with your warm brown, your berry brown with your very berry shade, your rose nude with a warm brown, or a baby pink with a deep rose. So now I've been wearing this lip shade. I did not remove it. I did a bit of filming here and there, shows and all of that. And I've been wearing this for around 8 hours straight. So let me just share my thoughts. Now, the first thing I noticed is that it's very, very comfortable. For a matte formula, that is amazing because I can't stand matte formulas simply because it's very drying and very irritating and uncomfortable for me personally. Now with these lip creams, basically, they do not feel tight. It does not have the dry feeling that some lipsticks develop after wearing it for a few hours. Now the color has definitely faded towards the inner part of my lip. That is to be expected, especially because of eating and drinking and talking as well. But the good thing is that it's fading evenly across my lips and not in patches. So I'm incredibly happy that at the end of the day, it's not looking patchy, but even though it has faded, it is looking like I've created the lip. Now the transfer is there once it fully sets as well. That is simply because it is soft. It is a mousse-like texture and it doesn't dry down very heavily on the lips. You can see that the finish is giving me that soft blurred look. My lines are peeking through. That is because I do not have filler, so you can expect a bit of line showing through. Again, that is very normal and it is to be expected. But the best thing I found that even if I had to touch up during the day, it was very easy. It simply glides on without lifting up the lipstick from underneath. And I love how it layered nicely without becoming too heavy. So at the end of the day, are these lip creams actually worth it? For me, it is. But again, it depends on what you are expecting from it and what you're actually looking for. Now, if you love that super matte, ultra dry lipstick, this is going to be a very, very different experience. The mousse-like texture feels softer, it's more flexible, and it's so much more comfortable on the lips. So I have a few favorites. I would not go in so much for those lighter shades. I would start off for an everyday shade like Mocha Mauve. You saw how it looks and I really liked it. And then if I want more of a statement piece, I would choose either Berry Brown or I would choose Rich Brown that I'm wearing. Now, if you're a lighter skin than I am, you can certainly go in for those lighter shades, but I would honestly request you to pair it with a lip pencil if you want slight definition to the lips. If I had to choose just one shade from those three as well, I would go in for Mocha Mauve, simply because I could pair it with a deeper lip liner and still have an everyday look, or I could just wear this by itself for that everyday natural look. So I'd love to know what shade you'd actually choose. Leave that down there in the comments. And if this video helped you decide what shade you should get, please like this video. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.